This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, team. Yeah. So, right. Yesterday, I guess we were talking about, emulator, and we talked about subsystem. Correct, team? Anything else apart from that I covered? Anything else I covered? I know before it's emulator, I covered few things. But after emulator subsystem, anything is I covered? No, right? Say yes or no.
Batch application, online
Batch
application.
online application.
Yeah. So I talked about batch application and online application and the differences between them, which modules you need for batch application, which modules need for online
And you have
application.
discussed debugging
Hmm.
tools also.
Yeah, so we talked about the tools, what are the tools are there in market and all. Yeah, the tools I told you, right? Send over, change man. Okay, today only I saw in the one of the LinkedIn post, somebody is teaching control M. So yeah, they are teaching control M,
This
promoting.
conference will now be recorded.
It's not about promoting and adulting. So we don't get server access. First time I'm seeing them that they are going to cover. So I have to check what stuff they are going to do it. Okay. Most of the tools are commercial tools. You will get only with the in the client mission, not in the training missions anywhere. Not only our training. You talk to an IBM or you go to yes any training institute. They don't provide it. Okay. So they might provide everything in the documents only. Yeah, okay. So right now we are going to start our practical party. So as I told you, emulator is the software we use to connect. I told you we use Mocha TN3270 emulator, and I told you the IP address also. Okay, everyone got the IP address. It looks like everyone configured in your system, and I gave the port number also. Okay, port number also, and I told you we are having four IDs. So each ID is a five people. If everyone using 4 hours also, 4 hours will be left. 5 hours are five people, right? Five people means five into four. If everyone use for 4 hours, 4 hours, 20 hours. So in a day, 4 hours more will be left. So and we have another ID Venkat B, Venkat C, and Venkat D. So there is something called volume team, okay, who already working on our server, okay, experienced people who knows mainframe. You should use volume SPL001. If you use any other than this volume, so admin has a right permission to delete your data sets without informing to me, without informing to you. Okay, so as it is a training server, always you take your programs backup. Everyone take all your programs backup on daily basis. Okay, because if any day the program deletes, if something happens, you should not blame me or I should not blame them. Okay, so we you can write them in, you can copy paste in the notepad. So but ensure you should create all your data sets on the spool called SPL001. Okay, yeah. So if you don't know the password of your ID, you can ping in the group. I told you that, okay, Anita is there in that group. Let me check she logged in or not today. She's here. Anita. She's not here. Okay. So I'll ask her to join from tomorrow. So, you can ask her. Okay. Or I'll be responding. Okay. So, right. Now, okay, you got everything. So in real time, how it works, all right? Once you join in a project, so automatically your manager will raise a request behalf of you, okay, to the admin. They have a some URL website to raise a request. That is the one approach. Or if the team is very small, client is a small client, they will drop an email. So this so on person joined, X person joined, kindly provide the server access. In real time, it takes minimum 1 week until unless if there is emergency for your, on your, the one for your role. Okay. Otherwise, it will take even 20 days also to provide access, because once you join in that particular project, there should be a background verification. Okay, there is a background verification for you for your profile. So once everything is fine, like Bank of America, some banks are there, right? So they have to do bank verification. So by that time, they keep giving the KT knowledge transfer. It will take literally, minimum 1 week, 10 days also, some cases 20 days also. So it is totally depends on their need. Okay, if they need emergency, then if you work as a contract employee, right, the next day, okay, first day evening only you will get the all the credentials. If you are a permanent employee in that organization, then everything goes very slow. Okay, so that is how it works. They will, your manager will provide you, and they will give you the guide also, document, like I did not explain you how to install, right? So I sent you one video. Instead of video, they will give the document which has the steps to install or to configure the mainframe environment. Okay, because the client to client, the process likely is going to vary, and emulator which we are using, same emulator may not be using by other client within the same organization. You take a TCS, you take a Infosys or Wipro. So Wipro have multiple clients, Infosys might be having different clients. Okay, entire Infosys will not use same emulator, because as per the client choice also we use the emulator. Is it clear? Okay, so now we are ready with the configuration, we are ready to do everything. So now we will discuss today. I will to log in now. So I am assuming that everyone configured your lap, the software. So there is a option. Okay, I will tell you. You can see there is a clear button, there is a arrange button, PA1, PA2, PA3 arrange of. So these options, menu bar, this is called toolbar. Okay, these are all toolbar shortcuts. These are all shortcuts for you. So this may not be there for you. What I can do, I can go to the tools, customize toolbar. Okay, I will give the video, don't worry. So I'll click on customize toolbar. Now current toolbar, here you can see current toolbar. On this current toolbar, connect is there, disconnect icon is there, copy icon is there, paste icon is there, copy screen as an image if you want to take a screenshot, then clear, arrange, all are there. No, Venkat, I want to bring F1 also. Just left side there are some items which you did not add still. So go to here F1, add here. So now F1 is there here. Similarly, I will F2, I'll select add. Now I'll click on close. You can see F1 and F2. If you want to do the same, I don't want F1, F2 on the toolbar. Go to the tools, customize the toolbar, select F1, remove means it will come to the left side. So remove left side, it will come to the left side, and click on close. Is it clear? Any queries?
No.
Right. So then after, I guess you are already configured okay, already you would have configured this. So then This is the emulator team. This is the logon screen. So this, the front end of the screen, the one which you are seeing, it is going to vary client to client. Okay, don't expect in the same way it will be there. So now I will go here in the bottom left side, type logon. Okay, so you can type either lowercase or uppercase or mixed case. The commands are not case sensitive. The in few scenarios are case sensitive, but when it comes to logon, it is not a case sensitive. So I'll write logon and ID. I'm using Venkat A. So if you don't know the syntax, you can see here logon and the ID. Don't use IBM user. You should use the ID which you got it. At a time, one user can log in with that user ID. Let's say if I log in with Venkat A, the other guy cannot able to log in. Okay, so other guy has to wait till I complete. The same case in real time also. Don't think it is a training server, it will be like that. No. If I log in, then you cannot able to log in at the same time. At a time, one user can log in with that ID. So log on Venkat A. Once you enter, so if you want to change the password, okay, I am entering the current password. Okay, I am entering the current password. I entered here. Once you enter the current password, don't reset the password. By the way, don't try it. It's for your knowledge purpose. I am telling. So if you want to reset the password, go to tab. Just click on tab button. Don't hit the enter. Don't hit the enter. If you hit the enter, it is going to the log on. It will proceed further. So first you enter the current password. Then go here and type the new password. Hit the enter. Once you enter the new password, enter. So you can see it is asking one more time the new password. Re-enter the new password in the new password field for verification. So I am going to enter again. Enter. The problem, I kept old password, new password the same. I will change it now. What happened? They did not allow to log in. Yeah, because I logged in multiple times. Yeah, by the way, team, on this server, don't press escape button at any cost. Don't press escape button. If you press escape button, you will get the some screen called REXX. Okay, at any cost, you should not, type the REXX. Now, I'll show again. Log on. I will use another ID called Venkat B. I will use Venkat B. I have another ID. I will use Venkat B. So as I said, don't reset and B. Now, so this is something called procedure and the memory, how much internally will be allocated. So you keep reconnect yes. Okay. You should remember use enter user ID, password, and for you DBS proc 9 will not be there. Okay. So for you DBS proc 9 will not be there because when we are going to do DB2 that time you need to add it. Okay, since you are not going to do, as you are not going to do DB2 in the next 2 months, don't enter anything. Okay, account number whatever it is there, you go with that 4048, maybe whatever the values are there in the account number and size, you proceed further, but change it to yes. Okay, so you use tab button. Please use the tab button to move to the respective field. I'm using a tab button. The control is moving from editable, wherever user can edit it is going to move there. So tab, go there, type yes. So reconnect yes. Let's say why we need a reconnecting. Assume that the internet is not there. It went and it came in a milliseconds. So wherever you are there, it will be, if you relog in, it will come, you will go back to the same place. So if it is disconnected also, some occurrences, it might, redirect to the same page where you are before disconnect, right? So, and you need to have internet. Okay. So if it is an internal companies, there is a intranet is required or internet. So anyhow, okay, we will connect to internet. Internal organization will connect to the network, right? So the network, either network or intranet. Intranet means the one which is the connection which is there within that particular premises or company. That is called intranet. Okay, so within the network. So if network is there, it might work, but nowadays everything is internet only. So you should have the internet. If there is no internet, you cannot connect to the server. Yeah. So once you enter all of them, click on enter button. So you can see what time you logged in. It is a server based time, not like current time. 9:13:23 I logged in Thursday today only, and after now what is the current time now? Log on in progress 9:49. So which means that around how many minutes? 36 minutes after that I am doing login. Okay, so then these are all, you can ignore it. When you are ready screen, this is the ready screen. You type ISPF. You have to type ISPF. Okay, you need to type ISPF. So hit the enter, and you will get this one, enter. So this is called ISPF primary option menu. This is called ISPF primary option menu. So why I am calling like that? Because you see the title of the page, screen. So this is can be called as a screen or panel. We can call as a screen or panel. So this is a screen. Okay, basically this is screen, and this is called command line. What we will call this is called command line, and these are all the options. Okay, these are all the options. Now you can see the right side, Venkat B user ID, time, terminal, the screen, English, and ISPF. Okay, these are all called ISPF panels. Okay, so these are all called ISPF panels, interactive system productivity panel. So interactive system productivity panel. These are all ISPF panels. Okay, user friendly panels for development for tester and on this environment. So you can see the ISPF version, the account star, whatever you given on the logon screen, that is appearing here. Don't change it. Okay. The system called ADCD, something else. So these details are configured by admin. So whenever if you log, if Venkat A is logging, that automatically it will populate. If I am using XYZ, it will come XYZ against the user ID. Then this is called menu bar. Okay, so under, if I mouse over on the menu, hit the enter, so you will get the corresponding options. I want to select something called view. You can type one, hit the enter. So I am on the ISPF panel. So how I can go back to the previous screen? Okay, here we use not backspace. Okay, we don't use backspace team, we use function keys. Okay, so one or two people might face challenge, function keys might be disabled. You have to hold shift or F1 or Windows F1 or some shortcut you have to use to press the function key. If straight away function keys are there, well and good. Then you have to hold one or two more buttons and you have to try it. Is it clear? Okay, so this is the menu bar. Log on function. On every screen there is a corresponding menu options will be there. On every screen there is a corresponding options will be there. Any queries, team? Right. So then you can see here, how I can go back to the previous screen. We use a backspace button, right? Here you have to press F3. Okay, so F3 is the function key we need to press to go back to the previous screen. We need to press F3 to go back to the previous screen. Now again we are on this screen only. If I want to see what are the utilities and enter the utilities, you can see it. Okay, you can see it. So utilities are there: one library, dataset, move copy, dataset list, reset, and all. So if you don't want do anything on the screen by mistake, you came here, press F3 to go back. Okay, sorry, you came here, type ISPF here again. So if you are ISPF, then it will come here. Then there is an option if you don't have that F8, then you have to hit the enter. Okay, to come back to from here, enter, hit the enter, it will come back. You will come back. Okay, so these are all the options. We don't use them, by the way. So until unless if you configure something explicitly over here. Then bottom one, you can see the function keys. These are customized. Okay, these are all the customized. Now I am using F3 to go back to the previous page, previous screen. So okay, if you want to change it, you can change it. Okay, but we will follow the same standard how we follow the real time or anywhere. So F3 will be everywhere. F3 is the exit, right? So though there is a customization, but we don't do it. Okay, if everyone is doing their own style, if I go to the new project, it will become a new for me everything. Which function I need to press to go back, I need to check it. If every employee follow the same standard, then no need to worry about it. Okay, so now we have a settings, that is a terminal and user parameters. There is a one option, view. So if I want to go to view screen, I have to type one. If I want to go to the edit panel, edit screen, I have to press this particular screen. So utilities, okay, utilities panel, I have to press 3. If I want to go to foreground screen, I have to type 4. Where I have to type, that is a question, right? On command line you type. So I'll type 0 and enter. I'll give a 1 by the way. So 1, enter. You can see this screen name called as a view entry panel. This is called view entry panel. So yeah, and if you see on this screen, there is a more. So if you have a multiple pages on the web page, what you do, you will use a page down, right? Page down to see the bottom data. To see the bottom data, you will use page down. On mainframe, how do you know there is a something is there on the bottom? If the plus is there, which means that something is there in the bottom. How I can go to the bottom? F8. So we use F8 function key. So we use F8 function key to see that. Okay, to see the bottom data. Are you clear?
Yes.
So we'll press F7 to see the top data. F8 to see the top data. F8, F7 to see the top data. F8 function key 8 to see the bottom data. So next, so these are all the options. We call them as a parameter. Parameter. So this is the parameters here, parameter. So I'll press F3 to go back to the previous screen. Okay, we will press F3 to go back to the previous screen. Now if I want to go to something called, what do you call, 9. So you want to see what IBM products are there. Okay, so type 9, hit the enter, and some these options are there. Okay, you observed it. How I can go back? I can go back to F3. So there is no more and plus here, which means that this is the only one screen is available. No bottom data, no top data. And I can press F3 to go back to the previous screen. Okay, is it clear? So now I will type m more, enter. Now if I want to go to the, okay, do you have more than one page here? Do you have anything called bottom and top data team? Say yes or no.
Yeah, plus
Yes.
is there. So we have.
Yeah, plus is there. Yeah, so what I have to do now to see bottom data?
F8.
Which one? F8. We need to press the F8. Okay, so there is a minus but there is no plus. If there is no plus means nothing is there in the bottom. Okay, this is the last page you reached it. Minus means something is there on the top. Press F7 to see the top data. Okay, so I'll go back to the F3. Right, so if you want to go to any particular option, this is the settings and corresponding settings description, short description. Utilities, some description about the utilities. Dialog test, there is some description. Okay, for every option there is a corresponding description is there, right? So how do you do logout? By the way, you need to type equal x and type log off. Okay, so once you do little bit more hands-on, you will get one more screen, so that also you will get to know in a while. Okay, so type log off, the log off is done. Okay, are you clear how to do login and how to do log off?
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, I want to tell you one more thing, team, for the people who are new to mainframe. Okay, so assume that I closed, I did not do logout, but simply I closed this. I logged in. I did not use a proper log off. I closed it. Do you know what happens? Still, that particular ID login is active. Okay. So, and you may not able to log in again for next 10 minutes. Okay. Next 10 minutes or until admin reset that configuration, you may not able to re-log in. So sometimes it happens. Okay. That is a human tendency. We never care, right? Okay, we do log in, we do our work, then immediately if your someone is called on the phone or in the home, your mother, friend, husband, wife, someone would have called, you went immediately, then what happens? Okay, so still it is an active. Okay, until you do proper logout, it will be active for 3 minutes, certain time. Okay, less than 3 minutes I can say, or 5 minutes, because that is configured by admin, mainframe admin. Assume that again, I am repeating, I logged in, I kept it open, and it is opened already, logged in successfully. Now I got a call, I'm talking on the phone, I went away from the laptop or system. Now what happens? Okay, so it is active, though you are not there in front of the system, it is active for 3 minutes. If you don't do anything for 3 minutes or 5 minutes, automatically it will be logged off. After 3 5 minutes, if you come, it will be logged off automatically. So this is the one scenario which we do. The second scenario is you logged in successfully. Since you got a call and you know that you cannot disconnect that call for next 45 minutes, you did not do a proper logout by typing dot equal x and a log off, you just simply closed it. Okay, somehow you closed the window itself. So then, but if you come back immediately, if you try to log in, it might show already user is logged in, already user id is logged in, so that all you will get it. Okay, so you should do a proper logout, team, not only here, anywhere. That is the best practice. Okay, even in the corporate companies also, in mnc company also, they will say that if you don't use id for, let's say you are going for snacks, so they will ask you to close the window, even not proper logout. You have to do proper logout and close the emulator window, close the emulator window. That is the best practice which you need to follow, optimization. All right, so I'm going to log in. Yes. already 30 days is over. That's why it is asking the key. So 26264050. Are you clear? So I logged in. How to log on? So type log on, one approach. Okay, I can type on user ID on the next screen. Log on, hit the enter. It is asking the ID. I will enter Venkat C this time and I'll enter the password. And once you enter the password, hit the enter. So you can see somebody logged in. I don't know who logged in. When I am teaching, don't do login team. Everyone, don't do along with me. That is not a best practice. As I am going to give the videos, that time you watch it and do it. I don't have any problem. So log on. I'll try another ID. Okay, so this ID not using by anyone. Good. So which option I need to type team to proceed further to? I can type log off here to log out, or I can type other option also.
ASPF.
ESPF.
Type ISPF. Hit the enter. Enter. Okay, so hit the enter to clear this message. Now, so there are commands. Okay, we have something called commands. Okay, which you can type on any screen. So one is keys. Okay, what is the command? Keys. Keys is the one to change the keys functionality. So you can see that if you want to change the keys functionality, you can change it. But we are not doing that, by the way. So if you want to change, we use a command called keys. So assume that I change it. How I can come back after changes? Press F3. As simple as press F3. Now, now you are able to see the function keys. You want to hide them. You want to not remove. You have to hide them. Then we use pf show off. So your function keys are going to work. Your function key functionality remain the same. No doubt about it. pf show off. pf show on. So something I told you, keys. Don't change keys at all team. I humble request and I request you to don't do that. So even as a trial also don't do it. 100 times you type pf show off. 100 times you should on this. I don't have any problem. Okay, but unnecessarily don't do keys modification. Right now, where is the command line? It is there on the bottom or top? Top, right? So can I bring to the bottom? Yes, I can type settings or I can select a 0. Okay, so I can type on any screen settings. So I let's say now I'll go to the 2. So I'm on the screen. I can type settings. Where is the command line? Is it at the top or bottom? So now if you want to bring command line at the bottom, you give it slash. Okay, type the slash, hit the enter. Now command line is the bottom. Some people will do, they will start practicing by keeping the command line in the bottom, but always I'll keep on the top. I habituated with the top. So if I want to bring it to the top, remove this slash. That's all. Remove the slash, hit the enter. Any queries? Okay, team. So any queries? Right. So I'll press F3. So this is all about, keys, settings and all. Now I will talk about some theoretical concept, that is something called, okay, we will discuss commands. Okay, we are not done. Okay, so there is something called refresh. Okay, it may not be valid everywhere. So here refresh, it is invalid everywhere, may not be valid. There is something called reset, save, all are there. I will tell you where which command you have to use. Okay, now so we will talk about something called data set. Okay, so we'll talk about data set. So data set is like a folder, like a notepad. Okay, what is a data set? So in Windows we call as a folder, or we can call as a notepad. So in mainframe, okay, the data sets are two types. Okay, so one is non-VSAM data sets. Okay, so why we use data set, by the way, right? So data set we use to store the data, end users data, like ATM transactions, insurance transactions, employee details, premium details, any sort of data, any data you want to store, you can use non-VSAM. Then there is something called VSAM. Okay, so there is something called VSAM data set. So we will discuss the differences later. Now, so in the non-VSAM, we have something called PS file. PS file is going to act as a notepad, and there is something called PDS, partitioned data set, is going to act as a folder. Okay, so in the folder I can have a notepad. PDS is nothing but partition data set. PS is nothing but partitioned data set. Okay, so I'll talk about the differences. Let me take that. Yeah, in a PS file you can store, and we use in real time PS file to store the end users data. Okay, transactions. Okay, the transactions which you do daily basis. So PS file can be called as a sequential file, or we can call as a transaction file, or physical sequential file. PS means physical sequential file, or we can call as a flat file. Okay, so flat file. So PS file can be called as a sequential file, physical sequential file, transaction file, or flat file, or flat file. So what you can store in the PS file, you can store any data. So any data, there is no verification or validation while you are inserting the data into PS file. Whatever the data you store, it will take as it is. Okay, whatever the data you store, it is going to take. There is no problem at all. So that is all about PS file. So PDS is nothing but a folder. Within a folder, okay, so within a folder we can create a files, that is called member. Okay, so we can create a member. In real time we use PDS to place the programs. Okay, to place the programs. Okay, to place the programs like COBOL programs, PL1 programs, JCLs, load library. For all of them we use partitioned data set. We use partition data set. Okay, so then we have something called VSAM, KSDS, key sequence data set, ESDS, RRDS, and LDS. Okay, so I'm going to copy paste for you, only I don't explain this one, so I'll paste it for you. So I'll just when y KSDS, ESDS, RRDS, LDS, and give detailed. So I will explain, team. I'm giving only for your knowledge purpose. I have in your handy. Okay, are you clear, team? I don't take anything to every line because we are going to cover them. Okay, this is just additional knowledge for you to do the things. Yeah, any queries so far? So this is all about keys. Yeah, go ahead. Okay, team. So I'll talk about the differences between non-VSAM files and VSAM files later. Okay, later. So now dataset is like a folder or notepad. Very good, nice. So how we can create a dataset and what are the rules are there? Okay, so what is, so we'll discuss initial days non-VSAM, not initial days. The next 15 days is all about non-VSAM file only. After 15 days means once I am done with the JCL, then I will introduce VSAM concepts. So we have a PS file and PDS file. So we can call as a file or data set. So we can call as a file, physical sequential file or partition data set, right? Partition, sorry, PS file, physical sequential, float file, transaction file, sequential file, all are same. So what are the rules while you are creating the data set name? How we can create? So how we can create that we will discuss. How we can, okay, 1 minute. So there are some rules. Okay, I cannot write like in notepad also. Let's say I'm creating a one notepad. I'm creating a notepad. Notepad. So I'll give 1, 2, 3 valid. I'll give this special characters. You can see it showing error. A file name cannot contain any of the following characters: slash, forward slash, backward slash, colon, right? So it's shown an error, right? So which means that there are some rules are there while you are giving the name for that particular document file. Same is applicable for this also. So when I say data set, the rules remain the same for PS file, same rules applicable for PDS and data VSAM data sets. Okay, so the data set name rules are applicable. Data set name rules are applicable for non-VSAM files and VSAM files. Are you clear now? Okay, so maximum length of the file name basically. I'm talking everything file name only. 44 characters. Valid characters, valid characters in dataset name, you can use A to Z, 0 to 9 and at the rate hash dollar and dot. Okay, dot. So dot is okay. Anyhow, I'll give you more description. Okay, example. So by seeing this example, A is a valid or invalid. Valid. It is not needed to write 44, right? Valid. Now Venkat A dot A, valid or invalid? Give me the answer, team.
Valid.
Yeah, it's valid.
Valid.
It is a valid. Okay, very good. Venkat A dot A, B dot C dot D dot valid or invalid?
It's valid.
Invalid.
Valid. Okay, mainframe guys, who knows already mainframe? So I request you to keep silent. Let's give a chance to for the people who are new to mainframe, and the people who knows mainframe. For you, there is, I know upcoming sessions has more questions, but you please do respond. Okay. Uh, so Venkat A, ABC. Is it a valid or invalid?
Invalid.
It's valid.
It's
It's valid.
invalid.
Valid, sir.
Okay, so valid, whoever saying is a valid. Okay, I agree with you based on the two statements you kept valid. But the people who knows mainframe or who gone through my videos, they might say invalid. Yes, it is invalid. Okay, so we cannot write continuously the, you cannot write characters. Okay, let me write, remove this last dot now. Okay, these are valid. Okay, so we cannot write continuously more than 8 characters. Okay, so minimum 1, maximum 8. So if you see here, how many characters are there here? Is it 8 or less than 8 or more than 8?
More than 8.
More than
Right? So more than 8. This is invalid. Okay, we cannot write more than 8 characters continuously. Then how I can do it? So when there is no possibility, so you can this, okay, we can separate. Okay, we can separate them by dot. We can separate them by dot. Yeah, sure, you can go on. Yeah, okay. So we can separate by them dot. So that's why, okay, I separated by dot. So now if you see, I'll go with example now. Venkat A dot PS. Okay, so when there is a more than 8 characters at any cost, you have to separate by dot. So now this is the data set name. Okay, so how do you technically you talk about him? It has, okay, it has two qualifiers. Okay, high level qualifier is Venkat A, and the second qualifier is, that is the last, is a PS. Okay, so that is all about it. So, and what is the length of the data set name now? What is the length of the data set name? So including dot, you should include the dot also. Venkat 4, 7, 8, 9, 10. Will you agree with me? Including dot till PS. Is it a 10 characters or not? Yes or no? Now, so let's talk about
Yes, sir.
Venkat A dot B dot C dot E dot F. Now you tell me. So wait, okay. How many qualifiers are there? By the way, is it valid or invalid? Give me that. Okay. When it is invalid, nothing to, don't discuss more.
6.
It's valid.
It's a valid.
valid.
Okay, very good. Yeah, so valid. So okay, valid. How many qualifiers are there? How many
6.
are there?
6.
Okay, 6. Right, I agree with you. What is the high level qualifier?
Venkat.
High
Venkata.
level
Venkat.
F. F.
Venkata. Okay, or Venkat A.
Okay.
What is the low level qualifier?
F.
F.
Yeah. So yeah, so here we call as a qualifier qualifier 1, qualifier 2, second qualifier, third qualifier, fourth qualifier, fifth qualifier, sixth qualifier. Okay, so now 1 Venkat BCD, valid or invalid?
Invalid.
Right, it is invalid. So why it is invalid, team? I said number is allowed 0 to 9. I kept it. Dot is allowed. I kept it. Then so basically the qualifier cannot start with number. Qualifier can start or end with A to Z. It can start or it can start at the rate dollar ash. These are all valid. So length of the qualifier is 1 to 8 characters. 1 to 8 characters. You cannot exceed the qualifier is more than 8. Okay, so minimum is 1. So now you got the qualifier rules. So qualifier rules and member name rules are same. Qualifier rules and member of the PDS name rules are same. Are you clear? Are you clear? Any queries?
Clear, clear.
Okay. Okay. So the next one, Venkat A at the rate ABC PQR. Is it a valid or invalid?
Valid, valid,
Valid.
Valid, sir.
Valid or invalid?
Valid.
valid, valid.
So valid. How many qualifiers are there?
Three.
How many
3,
qualifiers are there?
Three
Three.
qualifiers.
3.
Right.
Three,
So
three code.
A 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. B 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. C 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. D 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. E 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Valid or invalid?
Valid.
Valid.
Valid. How many qualifiers are there? How
Five,
many
Five.
qual?
Five.
5.
Five. What is the length of the uh, length of the file?
44.
40.
What is the length? 44.
40.
Okay. So if I give maximum lengths, then I can create only 5 qualifiers. If every qualifier if I go with the 888, then I can give only 5. Okay. Are you clear, team?
yes, go ahead.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is all about data set name, team. So tomorrow I'm going to create the data set So there again I have to spend some time on the volume, file creation, volume, record length, all of them. So we'll talk about them. So I logged up properly. Once you do log off, then you close it. Okay. So any queries?